What is good, you guys? Chiara and Francica here, coming to you with a video that I'm excited to make. I kind of saw these videos going around by different YouTubers, and I was like, it's a great way for people to get to know me. You know, for those of you that watch me and watch my videos, I thought this would be like a great way to, you know, say a few things about myself that you guys probably don't know, and I just think it's fun. So let's go. So here are 10 things you probably don't know about me. One is I am a homeborn baby, so I wasn't born in a hospital. My mom gave birth to 3 children, and I was the third. I was the last. I was a girl after 2 boys, and she made the decision to have birth to me at home, and so I was born in our old house, so the first house we were living in Malta, back home. So she gave birth to me there, and of course we had the midwife with us, and I was born on the 17th of September, 12 ounces, and I was the heaviest baby she had from all 3 of us, so yeah, the girl, me, was the heaviest. Number 2. So number 2 is I backpacked at the age of 21 in Australia. I spent a year there. I absolutely loved it, and it's an experience I will never forget. It's over 10 years ago now, or about 10 years ago, because I had just turned 21, more or less, just a little older. So yeah, it's been almost 10 years, and it's an experience, like I said, I'll never forget. Australia, it's a place that's very close to my heart. I loved it. Like, it really made me grow mentally. Like, I've opened up to the world through that experience, and after then, that's when things changed, because I saw the world so differently. I mean, imagine coming from an island and then going to a place like Australia. It was like, whoa, this massiveness, like this massive country with so many things to do and so many things to see. And it was just a completely different culture, of course, and different people. And I got to meet, obviously, people from all over, from different parts of the world. And I can't say I regret it. I actually want to go back, and I can't wait for the day I go back to Australia. Number 3. So I did mention previously that I went to Australia. So while I was there, I actually backpacked all the way up to Darwin. So we used a camper van. We're like 3 girls, and then what we did was we stopped at, I believe it was called Coral Bay, but there's like a coral reef on the west side. So the popular one is in Queensland, right? There's like there's the heart-shaped reef, and there's the reef out there, which is gorgeous. I saw that too. But the whale shark experience is something you do on the west. So there's a coral reef out there, and we also got to you know, go out with a boat and snorkel with whale sharks. I saw huge manta rays, so I got to swim with manta rays out in the ocean, and I was super lucky. We actually had whale sharks. No, sorry, humpback whales. So there are humpback whales at the distance, and I got to see those too. Number 4. Number 4 is I actually have a degree in psychology, and I even have my honors. So we actually had to do it all in 3 years. So the way they designed the course was for us to actually study at such an intense rate. It was crazy. And the way the course was designed was just not organized. So those were probably some of the most intense years of my life, because we had to study, we had to do presentations and give them out in front of the whole class. It was insanity. So I'm kind of glad that time is over and I do what I do today. And I can't say I used the course, but I'm not gonna say it was a waste. And luckily, education in Malta is free. It's one of the few places left where you don't have to pay, even if you go to university. And they even give you like a very tiny stipend. I mean, it's nothing, but it's better than having to even pay for a degree. So, you know, we actually have it the other way around, where we don't pay and we even get a little stipend, and they pay for your books and things like this. So that was I mean, it was worth doing, but honestly speaking, it wasn't necessary for what I do today. I mean, all the marketing and the sales skills, they're so much more hands-on than the stuff I had to do, when I was in university. So it just goes to show you that if you want to have a successful online business and, be an entrepreneur, you don't really have to go to university. Actually, you don't have to. It's not a requirement. The requirement is hustle and grind. Number 5. So when I finished college, I actually obviously had to start working. Now, right after college, I spent a year in Australia. I was 21 when I went to Australia. I came back and then I started working in human resources. So I decided to branch out in work psychology and work in human resources. So I started working for a company in their HR department, and I absolutely hated working for them. And then I moved on to another company. I also worked in HR. I mean, they called it HR, but it was a mess. And again, I hated working for that company. So I honestly speaking, I didn't hate the job. I just hated working for the company and the way I was addressed and the way we were, the way they addressed us and the way they treated us. It just wasn't an environment to be working in. I couldn't stand my 9 to 5, and that was the biggest drive that got me, first off, to get fired, and secondly, it was the main driving force behind me doing what I do today, because I was so fed up and I was so sick to my stomach about the idea of having to work again for a company like my previous, that it got me motivated to come online and do it successfully. And I worked so freaking hard for 14 months that today I'm just so happy that I do what I do. Number 6 is I did ballet when I was a kid. I was really young. I wasn't delicate enough for it. You have to be super elegant and petite. I mean, I just wasn't designed to be a ballerina. But I'll put a picture up for your amusement. Number 7. So number 7 is, naturally, my hair is curly. So I'll put a picture up of when I was a kid. I had the curliest hair. In fact, my hair was always short and I looked like a tomboy. So I had the curliest hair, guys. And then when I started growing up, my hair was so curly that I just wanted straight hair. And that's when I started straightening it, and now I no longer have curly hair. It's more wavy and, not to mention extensions, things like this. So my hair doesn't look at all what it originally looked like when I was a kid. Number 8. So number 8 is, I have 2 brothers, right? I mentioned this in the beginning. They're both older than me. And between myself and the younger one, there's an 11-year age gap. So I came after a really long time. For those of you wondering, no, I was not a mistake. My mom at least convinced me that I was planned, and I do believe her. My parents they're very family oriented, and they love the concept of family. And my mom, I'm pretty sure my mom actually wishes she actually had a bigger family. I don't know, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she is. And I have to say, I do have amazing parents, and they've really dedicated their lives to us and the family. So I'm pretty lucky because I was raised in an amazing environment with them. Number 9 is, I was an aunt at the age of 11. I am an auntie of 2 kids, but the first one that made me an auntie was my beloved, beautiful niece Hannah. She is absolutely amazing. She and I are like sisters. I'm not even like an aunt to her. When we meet, we're like crazy. We laugh, we just have so much fun together. And like I said, she's a sister to me. She's the sister I never had, because I have 2 older brothers, and I came after such a long time that by the time I grew up and I was old enough to realize I have brothers and that we can play games or do things together, I mean, they were kind of old enough to have girlfriends and move on with their lives. So when Hannah came into the picture, I was still 11, so I wasn't even really going out yet. So she was like a sister to me, and I've seen her grow up, you know, and she's super talented. I mean, I love watching her grow into this person who I know is going to be so good at what she does. She's super talented with makeup, and you guys can actually see some of her pictures on Instagram. I'll put up her username, and you guys can actually see some of her stuff. But she's gonna be a rock star one day. You guys watch her. So number 10. Number 10 is, my first name is not Chiara. That's my second name. My actual first name is Maria. And what happened was, I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened, but my dad wanted to call me Maria because I come from a Catholic family, so I was raised Catholic. So my dad wanted to name me after, you know, Maria, like Holy Mary. And my mom, no, sorry, it was my aunt told my mom she wanted my second name to be Chiara because my aunt was my godmother when I was born. So my actual name is Maria Chiara Francica, not Chiara Francica, and I just go by the name Chiara. So everyone was calling me Chiara because Maria is a pretty common name in Malta. So I think this is how I was just called Chiara all the time. So sometimes when they called me out at school, on the actual register there was my actual name, because obviously you have to register with your actual birth certificate and things like this. So the birth certificate said Maria Chiara. So when they used to call me Maria to see if I was present, I was like silent because I was never used to it. So yeah, those are the 10 things about me. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed putting this together. Like, I was writing down the whole list. I was like, what am I going to share with them? Like, what are 10 things they possibly don't know about me? But I'm pretty sure that at least 8 out of these 10 you guys definitely do not know about me. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave any comments if you have any. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Make it a great day, and I will see you guys on the next video.